everyone, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna showcase the swaps we did on the CTPs and how the characters are performing on multiple game modes like Alliance Battle Legend, World Boss Legend, and what's the difference between the old CTPs I had. For Kamala it was Mighty Destruction, for Storm was CTP of Judgment, for Black Widow was Mighty Energy, and I swapped all three of their CTPs into rages, and I'm gonna compare their old output on the highest stage. I had to use them, for Storm it's Ultron stage 48 with Judgment and 48 with the Rage, and Alliance Battle Extreme with Alliance Battle Legend with a Judgment and with raids. And for the rest of the characters, because Kamala I'm not really using her to push any World Boss Legend, I just test her in Alliance Battle Legend with Mighty Destruction and with raids to see the difference. And for Black Widow, because I was using her basically with a Mighty Energy for Mephisto stage 61 to progress through World Boss Legend. I'm gonna show you how she was performing previously with Mighty Energy and now with a Rage against Mephisto, and also how good and how close she is to Kamala. But before we go through that, guys, don't forget to support the channel, smash the like button, press the subscribe button so you can see more awesome content on Marvel's Future Fight. And yes, let's go down through the gameplay. Let's start with Storm. Storm, basically now we're talking, her build is with a CTP of raids and her stats looks like that, but on every single, she's almost capped, but for every single video I kept, I record also the gears, so you can see with Mighty Judgment, with CTP of Judgment or Mighty Energy or Mighty Destruction build previously. So let's go to the gameplay. Let's start with Storm, World Boss Legend, Ultron, stage 48, and let's see how I was running through that. It's pretty hard stage for me, it's the stages I'm progressing through, and I wanted to test here, before and after CTP of Rage in these stages, because that's the real important stuff for me, my favorite gameplays, game modes are World Boss Legend and Alliance Battle Extreme and now Alliance Battle Legend. So I want to perform as better as I can with my characters. Of course GBR is an aspect also, but I don't really need a lot of characters for GBR. With one or two full boost runs you're totally cool, And here you can see I'm using kind of weird rotation on Storm, and that's because I want to avoid getting died. I'm canceling myself the tier 3 skill when I'm seeing that Ultron gonna do something that's gonna hurt me, and I'm utilizing a lot the first skill, because with the first skill, and I'm speaking about the gameplay generally, but with first skill, Storm is blinking, so she's teleporting instant behind the boss, so you're avoiding a lot of stuff with her like that. As you can see here, he's gonna go through the other, the other place of the stage. But yes, as you can see, it's really hard sometimes with Storm, but some others it's really easy. And the good part with her skills is that even if you press them and start running after, he's doing a lot of damage to the boss later, so your the optimization phase is not charging. And you can see this run is completely with the CTP of Judgment, and I'm gonna show you the difference between Judgment and Rage, because I know a lot of people using Storm just to progress through World Boss Legend all this time, and now they're gonna need to use her for Alliance Battle Legend also. So if you swap the CTP for Alliance Battle Legend, you need to know that if this thing gonna affect a lot your progress into World Boss Legend, because if it does, I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna hold the raids for ABL. I mean, ABL is important, but if you are in the top 16 alliances, you don't really need to do more than 4 million daily. I mean, if you do 2.5 to 4 million at the moment, I feel like your alliance is cool, you know. For doing 6 million, you're gonna need for sure the top meta characters and the tier 4s, but still with Judgment and Storm, can you do 2.5? I'm gonna show you right after the World Boss Legend here with the Judgment. As you can see, the struggle is real. It's my first time, basically. This fight here is the first time I'm actually clearing this stage. And stage, yeah, as you can see, I get myself, you know, I lost my Cyclops here. I failed into the optimization. Here skills, it's really cool because they're staying there. As you can see, I'm dropping the tier 3 just to have the lightings happen right after. And look at this. I'm going through this really fast with only one hit. I managed to go through all 3 phases with only my tier 3. The tier 3 stays a lot, and to be honest, you can really easy charge another tier 3 with here, so you're totally cool, you know. I'm having the time to do my tier 3, and the reward no way time for doing 3 tier 3s. But yeah, there I swapped to be sure and not lost my my Storm there. It was kind of tough. And as you can see here, I managed to do that in 50 seconds left. 50 seconds left, and let me show you the build I have. It's my first time I'm doing it. I was trying to see stage 50 challenges. It's Jean Grey basically, guys. The character you need to use is Jean Grey for stage 49. It's gonna be hard. And you can see Judgment, CTP of Judgment, and look at the stats. It's not big deal. I'm undercapped on critical damage and critical rate. So, and now let me show you what I was able to pull out on Alliance Battle Legend with here and the meta team that's supposed to be for this day. As it seems, is Dazzler. Has one of the best support for mutants, and Gambit as leadership with 50% ignore dodge, just to be sure that you're not gonna dodge any attack on Surtur. Of course, my Storm is tier 3, level 80, that's why I'm not able to use a striker and do the fracture, and I have to swap here. If you had tier 4 Storm, the team could be like something like Cyclops, Dazzler, and Storm. But if you miss tier 4 on Storm, that's the best team up to use at the moment, you know, from what I'm seeing. And at least for the day that you can use only Blast. For the day that you can use Mutants also, the best team up is with Kate Pride, which is performing really nice, having her own fracture and her own leadership for mutants. It's really cool, you know, having her for that day. As you can see, mainly in ABX, you want to position yourself between the wall and the boss, because the boss is charging through you most of the times, so you want to give him no opportunities to go from an exit. You're putting him in a trap. You're putting yourself with the back in the wall, so the boss most of the time is gonna charge through you and going in your skills. If you put yourself from the other side, the boss gonna charge out of your skills, so most of the times you're gonna lose damage through that. This run here is with the CTP of Judgment, and as you can see, I'm close to 2 million already. I almost died there, and you want to cast skills until the end, because if you do Fracture, you can see you can swap through Storm really easy. The only way I'm not using I'm using skills without having my back through the wall is after this phase, where the boss stands still in the middle stand and waiting there you to attack. You can't really lure it to go and trap it into the wall. So yeah, let me show you this one. Yeah, really cool. I was really unlucky sometimes in this phase here. I could do a bit more, I think. I end up doing I I'm not sure. Basically, I think it was like 2.4 or something, or 2.5. And I'm showing you here the build also, you know, in the end, as I did previously. It's pretty much the same build. And I was like 2.4 and I'm doing it tier 3. This is gonna be cool. But no, it wasn't 2.5. It was 2.43 basically. For my Storm, with the build you saw, no capped on critical rate, no cap on critical damage, and a lot of, you know, not full Odin's Blessing, stage 25, all the gears. There is no, you know, super, a lot of energy attack. It's 57,000. It's not a lot. And now for raid, let's start again with World Boss Legend, because it's really important for a lot of players having their mutant able to clear Alliance Battle Legend and World Boss Legend. And yes, I mean, pretty much it's exactly the same thing. You're not doing anything different. It's exactly the same stuff you need to press. You need to utilize the co-op skill to save yourself a lot of times. And let's go to the last seconds of the fight where there is more, you know, there is, yeah. This is the stuff you want to see, the ending, you know. 1 minute and 40 seconds and we are able to pull out the last phase without the bubble on him. So I'm trying to utilize my Storm there, swapping into Cyclops. Cyclops 4th skill and the co-op skill helps a lot, dropping a lot of strikers into the boss, so you're doing your thing faster. And you can see here 7 bars and a tier 3 into his face. Wasn't that hard hit, but yeah, did their job. I did like 2 to 3 bars with the tier 3 and 2 extra bars with my the normal rotation there. I swapped again into Cyclops. I didn't want to get roasted at the end. And yes, here I feel like, yeah, we are already on the timing I was previously, but I don't feel like it took way more time. I mean, it's like come on, okay, yeah, it's 10 seconds max. 10 seconds slower for World Boss Legend from a CTP of Judgment to a CTP of Rage. Let's see her performance into Alliance Battle Legend with her raids now. And again, the gameplay is pretty much the same. With raids, I suggest you to start with 1 and 2 to make more hits, because, you know, not having guaranteed critical rate sometimes is a pain to enable your CTP of raids. But once you spam your 2nd skill and your 1st skill in the start and letting the 3rd skill play a bit, letting the 5th skill play a bit, you know, there is a proc, and after you can utilize it with your tier 3 and your CTP of raids doing a lot. Here I almost used my tier 3, but yeah, I saved it for the later use, and you can see here it's the perfect timing to do. Even if you risk it, you know, because the boss could charge out of you, like here. There is no way moving him because he's stunned into the middle. So yeah, pretty much on this run I think I end up doing pretty much not a lot of damage. And yeah, as you can see in the end, I end up not getting all the mighty lights, but right after I did a proper run with her, but I didn't record it by mistake. So yes, I end up doing 3.63 there. And her build, now I fixed her build. I did cap here on pretty much everything. With the CTP of Raids is easier to cap characters instead of CTP of Judgment, because of course it's missing some critical rate, missing some dodge, but it's not even 1%. So for Storm, guys, I could say that it's way, you know, the things you're missing from World Boss Legend is 0. I mean, 10 seconds, perhaps it was my gameplay, but for Alliance Battle Legend, I managed to do 1.2 millions more. That's a lot. That's a lot. For Storm is a pass. Let's go to Kamala Khan and show you her value there. Kamala Khan, my girl, it's really weird to play with Mighty Destruction, and by weird I mean it's kind of hard to proc on here tier 3. There is a trick to not use the same rotation as you're doing in normal, you know, 3 cancel, 4 cancel, 5, and you're using 5 cancel, 4 cancel, 3, and after the tier 3. But still, with Mighty Energy, because you have to run around to charge it and all this stuff, it's kind of weird. Also, here 5th skill, you need to start casting it way before he starts the bar there. As you can see, when he's jumping basically into the middle, you need to go there and press 3, cancel 4, cancel 5, and letting the 5th skill place until the end, and exactly in the end of the skill, she's doing the fracture. So it's kind of tricky, and as you can see, I need to kite a lot through the stage to perform the perfect proc on here. To do, you know, a really nice rotation, I need really to takes time to me, and pretty much I'm losing. As you can see here, it's a miss on the proc. I did took the mighty proc, but I didn't did the proper proc on the tier 3, you know, the normal destruction proc, the 200. But yes, I'm struggling with procking with here sometimes not. Here is an example for her consistency on this content, you know. You could do it better, you could do it, you know, worse, but pretty much that's her performance with a mighty destruction. The point, it's the same, you know, you need your bug to be between you and the boss every single time, because you don't want the boss to charge through you and go outside of the range of your skills. Here you see I start way sooner again to have proper, and here you can see I did 4 cancel 5 3 into tier 3, and that's pretty much the only way to manage having proper tier 3 and not losing the proc into the 5th skill. Here I did a wrong rotation, totally wrong. I end up proccing on the 3rd skill. Don't do that. But yes, here, because I thought it was the tier 3 rotation and it was the normal rotation, that's something you need to be 100% also sure before use, you know. And you can see she can easily pass through 2.5 with a mighty destruction. I'm gonna show you, okay, here I was delayed. And yes, 3 million for a mighty destruction Kamala Khan. With the build, you're gonna see it's not big deal. There is not huge amount of audience blessing, and pretty much it's 3.2 million for her here. And let me show you what I was having as CTP and stuff. Basically, I left it on the video, so let me show it to you through this clip. And yes, it's a mighty destruction. My build looks like that, not a lot of audience blessing, and it's 180 proc. And now is the run with CTP of raids. As you can see, you're gonna find out I'm using the other skills also now way easier. The second skill and the first skill helps a bit build up your tier 3. And the tier 3, you don't really need to do it exactly on the proc. You can enable your CTP of raids proc in the next. With the end of your rotation, you can enable the very next proc. But you need always to be careful here and hold your 3 cancel, 4 cancel, 5 when he jumps into the middle, or else you're gonna lose the fracture. CTP of raids or not, this thing is something you need to do every single time. And as you can see, I'm already 1 million point 3, and we are like not even 1 minute pass. That's really nice. Feels like this is gonna be better. You know, if previously I did 3.2 in whole 3 minutes, here feels like 1.5 in the first minute. It's really cool, you know, timing. Okay, let's see here. I didn't manage to have my tier 3 when you have this Odin Force. The best thing you have to do is to have already built your tier 3. But if not, don't go do chimichangas on it and try to avoid getting the purple things, because you're gonna miss it and you're gonna cry after. Already 3 millions, and I'm not even into the second roar here. I have a lot of time yet. It's like 1 minute and 20 seconds left, and I'm already in 3 million, so there's no way my score not gonna be better. But now let's see how better is gonna be. Is it worth, you know, getting the mighty destruction off here and not using here a lot in World Boss Legend, you know? Because as you can see, basically with raids also you have really good results for World Boss Legend, and in the same time you have really good results for GBR. I mean, every single character with raids is better for GBR. There is no question about it. Besides, you know, Mighty Destruction, Mighty Energy, Mighty Judgment, they are not better than raids. And here, as you can see, with 40 seconds left, I have done 3.7, so at least it's like 500,000 better, but we have half a minute yet, and the Odin Force buff ready here to build up my next tier 3. And yes, okay, I'm taking a lot of shots from the things happens into the stage. You could avoid that. I'm not doing nice moves there. And here I don't have my back into the wall, so perhaps I'm gonna pay it. And you can see he go out of my DPS. I could do even more. But for a tier 3 character, level 70, 4.4 guys? I mean, it's really nice. It's really nice. I'm not sure if there is a lot of characters tier 3, level 70 that can do that nice for World Boss Legend, for Alliance Battle Legend, and Surtur, you know. And let's go to see how Black Widow looks like. I'm using my Black Widow, as I told you, at stage 61 of Mephisto, and here is the run with Mighty Energy and how fast I'm able to clear Mephisto. I'm using Echo as a leadership and Wave as a support. It's the best support you could use. There is also White Fox, but feels like worse than Wave, because I don't have leadership tag with Black Widow. And here, as you can see, she's able to do it in 33 seconds, the first phase, right? With a Mighty Energy. There is a lot of damage in this rotation, 3 cancel, 4 cancel, 5. There is a huge amount of damage. And also, here rotation with the tier 3, 3 cancel, 4 cancel, tier 3 is really nice, because you are following the boss, you're throwing him a helicopter, as always, helicopters. And yes, look at this. She's really doing nice. I mean, 1 minute and 5 seconds into the stage, and it's my first clear basically. I'm not sure. I'm gonna show you in the end when I'm seeing you what my CTP and stuff like that. I'm gonna show you what my Black Widow has, Audit Blessing and stuff, and you're gonna see it's really fast. I mean, 1 minute and 1 minute and 30 seconds into the stage, and we are already on phase 2 and having to do only 15 bars. It's really fast. Look at the bars melting, bro. I mean, Black Widow level 80, she's so legit for farming World Boss Legend, you know. I mean, Kamala Khan, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's way worse for my account, bro. I mean, at least the way I'm playing here, perhaps someone could find here better. And I've heard people saying that level 70 Kamala is better than level 80 Black Widow, and it's not tier 4, you know. But at least for my account and the things I have seen, no, Black Widow feels better. Kamala can do really nice for Alliance Battle Legend. I mean, compare these two, Kamala Khan is way better in my account. Kamala Khan is doing way better than Black Widow, even with Mighty Energy and Mighty Destruction. And you're gonna see later that when I'm using Black Widow, I'm not doing really nice rotations with the raids. I'm not 100% about the raids rotation. But as I was trying to utilize here with the same rotation from Mighty Energy, or a slightly different rotation, the one that you proc on the third skill, I wasn't able to be 100%, you know, wow, raids, Natasha is way better or something like that. I was feeling like, okay, perhaps I'm gonna swap that, but yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it to you. Let me show you. And here I'm not sure what I was doing. I lost some time even, and yes, I thought I could do it. I'm not sure why. And after I understand that I'm going to die, so I said, you know what? Let's spam some hits with wave. And here is, I'm waiting him to go through the last thing he's doing, and it's 1 minute and 34 seconds, as you can see, right? And 1 minute and 30 seconds left for stage 61, Black Widow tier 3 level 80. Okay? Okay, guys, let me show you what gears I had on here. Well, how much build I have on here, you know, Audience Blessing and CTPs. Let me show you here build, and let me find here first. Yeah, as you can see, Mighty Energy, 200 proc, all the stuff she needs to, couple of Audience Blessing, and that's your stats. Not big deal, right? Let me show you now. With raids, you're supposed to do 2, cancel 4, cancel 5, and proc on the third skill. I was having kind of trouble using that. I try here with the old rotation I was doing after this, but it wasn't getting any better. As you can see, I'm here on 20 seconds left, and as you feel and I feel, there's no way I'm gonna pop him up out of the, how it's called, of the enraged thing, rage outburst, before the time pass. As you can see, I'm already later than before, 10 seconds long, and it's gonna be more than half a minute as it seems. As you can see here, I'm using another rotation, 6, cancel 5, cancel 4, cancel 3, and yes. At the end of the day, I tried a lot. I played like multiple times. I did the old rotation. Yeah, I mean, 30 seconds, it's not a big deal. I mean, okay. Still, perhaps I could be able to do it, I was thinking. And let's not torture you. And let me show you at the end how I managed to do this. I had 2 minutes left here. The worst part is that because with the CTP of Rage you can use the skills, you know, spam more skills, you're building his Rage outburst faster. So if you don't play with exactly the same rotation and you try to go more skills on the rotation, you're doing the Rage outburst faster. So it's kind of annoying trying to compare CTP of Energy against CTP of Rage, because you also have these times that you're just doing more skills and the Rage outburst is builded. And here I'm losing, but as you can see, it's 1 minute and 30 seconds. And I have like 20 bars left. So with the Mighty Energy, for me, was way faster. Way faster. I mean, it's a lot of time, 20 bars to clear on this thing. It's at least 1 minute. I had at least 1 more minute. So it was like 1 minute slower for World Boss Legend. Let me show you ABL also. And here, at the end, you want this, you wanna know if it's worth spending a CTP of Rage for Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, and having her for World Boss Legend Progress and Alliance Battle Legend. Okay, in my opinion, if you don't go through tier 4 for her, don't swap her Mighty Energy, bro. I mean, I was doing really nice with the Mighty Energy, and for this stage, I wasn't able to do more than 2.2, 2.3. It wasn't really good with the Mighty Energy, with my Black Widow. But now I swapped into raids, and from the numbers I'm seeing, I mean, I've spent almost 1 minute into the stage, and I'm not able to see 1 million. That means in my world that there is no way, even if I'm doing so bad rotation, even if whatever, there is no way Natasha level 80 gonna be better than Kamala level 70 with the raids. I mean, Kamala Khan feels way better, scoring 4.5 with a run. It wasn't that good. I could do 5 million. I did mistakes. I'm doing mistakes with Natasha, but I feel like with Natasha there's not a lot of future here, you know? It's not like I'm doing a right rotation and popping out 500,000 and doing a bad rotation and having 200k. It's always like 300k to 500,000, whatever I'm doing. So raids shouldn't supposed to be that hard. So yeah, I feel like perhaps I misplay here a lot, but still there's no way I misplay like 2 millions, you know, of damage. I mean, being in this period of the fight and having 2 million only, it's kind of devastating. There's no way I'm popping out 4 million or something close to that. And before I forget to tell you that I'm utilizing Aero for this run to do the fracture, because it's the character I have awakened and level 70, and I gave here a ignore dodge obelisk. That's the best thing you need to do. You need a level 70 character to have the fracture, that it's gonna have a ignore dodge obelisk also, because this boss is dodging all the fracture abilities if the character is not level 70 or above, you know, and it's not having some ignore dodge. You want to get as more as ignore dodge you could, but yeah. And you can see here my Black Widow struggling, not able to pull out 2.5, as you see. Oh, it's 2.5. Oh no, I get some damage. Am I gonna do it? Oh my god, no 2.5, bro. So guys, the final thoughts I have about this comparison is like Kamala Khan is completely a pass. You need, if you have a raids spare and you want to invest on a character, go for Kamala. She's doing more than 4 million really easy as it seems, and you can see the build is not like super build. I have like some of the Odin's blessing, but not a lot. It's couple, and there is no really anything special. I don't have here artifact. It's just an artifact with critical rate or critical damage. That's the best to use with the CTP of raids. And for my Storm, totally worth it. Also, I lost on only 10 seconds on my the run I had on World Boss Legend stage 48 Ultron between CTP of Judgment and raids, and she earned 1.2 million. 1.2 million from a judgment to a raid. I mean, that's insane. And I didn't swap anything else. I mean, I slapped a couple of this blessing perhaps, but 1.2 million, it's a lot, guys. It's a lot. And you can see my critical rate and critical and dodge is not capped, critical damage also, but yeah. From the other side, if you don't want to go tier 4 with Black Widow, I feel like she's performing better with Mighty Energy, and you don't really need her. If you have Kamala with raids, she feels to be worse, even level 80. And now I've really stuck with what I'm going to tier for next. Okay, I hope I helped you decide what you're gonna do with this unequipping event, and see you in the next. I hope I make you smile also. Bye bye to everyone, be nice, kisses.